Weehaw should be able to farm himself too. But yeah, let's see how these all go down. They did actually get the wave under the tower. Can be a little difficult sometimes for Medusa to last hit under it, but Gork will at least get the 2.
And what is it that sort of feels nice to you about this last, the DK coming in from Radix?
I think it's just an incredibly strong hero that's on the rise. And they also, their Mars and their Centaur was taken out, which I think the Mars would have been slightly better, but I don't know, DK for me, China's first picking it. This new timing with your shard is unbelievable how much damage it does because it lingers. So it's always going to do at least it's going to do 500 damage in a stun or more every single time when you get a connection. Feels really strong, good tempo setter, and it's just a really good front line for them. I wanted them to have a secondary frontline hero besides the Medusa and somebody else to start the fight, because as we saw last game, they looked really good when they had the Centaur plus the Storm having these double initiators, but in the first game, you could see a little lackluster initiation, right? It was like Excalibur was having to just force the issue really hard every time, so I like that they have a secondary one. And it's good coddle pairing. Chakra plus Dragon Tail, you're able to get double stuns off later on pretty consistently.
See how well Stiman's able to display momentum top to allow Nico Baby to get safe farm.
Should be a bit safer on the Luna than on the Medusa, I would say. So he should be having a pretty good on Nico Baby up here.
It's going to be a nice wave pushing in for Radix.
Yeah, they never can pressure the DK. That's the one thing. DK's going to get full free farm up here, but Nico Baby should as well. I mean, all the lanes look like they should be able to farm pretty evenly on all sides. I just could see some people down bottom.
Bottom lane. Oh, they got him. They got him down there. First Bloods, they take out Symmetrical. Pablo been chased a bit by Aramis, but Aramis has got to be careful himself. Also falling low. First Blood, ladies and gentlemen, for Team Bolt down bottom.
That's really impressive. I didn't think that they would be able to do it. Just
I guess take down the tide.
Constant harassment, I guess, from both ranged heroes just clicking him over and over again. I feel like that doesn't happen too often, but he did it up for Gush, and he lands Anchor Smash, so maybe he wasn't in range for Anchor to stop some of that damage since they're both ranged.
Top lane, Isaacson, finding the correct moment to back out of there. A little low on the regen bottom. Gorg's got a few charges on his stickler. Be fine.
That's a huge kill. And who ends up getting it as well? It was Pablo who took it.
Pablo gets the first one.
But still, it's like any time when you can kill this offlaner, now you have a pretty big advantage. He's going to be a tiny bit under-leveled. You're going to have a bit more than you maybe expected. And they're going aggro on Gork.
I say he's got the stick charges, and that'll be enough to keep him safe. And try and finish him off.
I don't like when I see that happen, though. When you go for these type of kills under tower and you're using bugs, you're just feeding gold. That was like 60 gold. And that happened twice now, so he's had 120 gold, I believe, off the bugs now to these two heroes down here. So it does add up. It's not insignificant. Okay, 3. They missed one of the last hits, but it adds, like, those type of things do make a difference. Full last hit.
CS at the moment for the cause. It's the slowest for Symmetrical. It's 11 CS.
Yep.
Everyone else in the 20s.
And I didn't expect Ty to be that far behind when he's got the Weaver at his side, so big win for Team Ball down here. And we are seeing Excalibur pull ahead as well in the mid lane.
They can get Pablo this time.
Bugs.
Ooh, okay, the bugs will do it. Alright, able to get them in, and Pablo will die, so Alliance strike back.
Done. And as I was mentioning, Excalibur, it's like that trade farm in the mid lane, but he's been stacking his small camp. That's why you see it so accelerated. 36 last hits. That's more than there's actually been spawned in the mid lane, but yeah, he did stack small and farmed his stack up, so. It's surprising they didn't go for the block on the small camp when he is a Windranger versus Storm matchup. Good, as the Storm can just force the lane out better than a Windranger and always has that opportunity to farm.
We're gonna have this move from Stiman coming in mid.
Okay. This is a cool way to shut down the Storm early. It's just before he's going to be getting 6 too, so if he's able to connect, it would be pretty huge for Weehaw. But man, this is insane. They keep shoving the tight end around in. And there's huge stacks also for this Medusa. Team Ball, they're setting themselves up really nicely in this early game.
They're going to try and catch Excalibur here. He's going to go straight for the TP out. Oh, he's actually going to hold back on it because he knows the Shackle was going to be there. And it's still alive. I mean, they'll get him. It takes a lot, but they do get him. They get the job done. They're able to get rid of Excalibur as they hope to do so before he hits the 6.
That's a great move from Stoneman. And now the TP's on cooldown. Also, since he tried to use it, go back to base, he's got to waltz his way back out. So Weehaw very happy off of that one. But yeah, I mean, this bottom lane is the biggest one. I did not know if Gork was going to have this absolute free farm with double range, but he's getting the full free farm. It's working out perfect for them. And the DK is pulling even ahead of the Luna. He's slowing down some of the farm, just stunning and getting denies, as we see right there.
Yeah, Rajix has been crushing it this series.
Yeah, he's playing really well. So Tread's finished up, double bracer. Like, no way you can zone this DK.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And it's annoying. Like, the breathe fire damage reduction is something we will have to always look and put into play versus a Luna as well. Like, on the one side, there's an anchor smash. On the other side, there's a breathe fire.
Nice. So but that can take out the turret. Looking for Excalibur. They can kill him at the second time, but there, he hits the 6. He's able to zip to safety. He's actually going to turn his efforts over towards Weehaw. Weehaw misses the power shot. He'll go down. Then he's got some mana left to zip over towards chasing out Stamanon as well. It's Team Bold. They'll react and they'll deal with the two heroes, trying to make plays in the mid. Excalibur hitting level 6 there at the crucial moment.
Double support's just really emphasizing to protect him too. Like the rotations. This is pretty cool that you see a Coddle making the moves around like that. Usually he's like just stacking and everything like that, but he's playing around his teammates, and Chakra is so useful for the Storm. And he do mess up a little. Double sentry placed from the side of Team Bald around this bottom side, but it's a little bit of lost gold. And they're gonna bring the Weaver up.
I'm gonna try and kill Rajix, but Rajix is gonna have the backup coming in.
Only has level 1 Dragon's Blood though. But he's actually going aggressive himself a bit.
Stick charges, they should, and they'll have a fair bit of damage, but a great bushwhack. Forward chase. It's going to have a big blast coming out here as Rajix falls, but they'll be able to chase down Nico Baby Goals with stick charges. Get kind of put a little bit by the creeps forward. But back on the take down the carry. Aramis is trying to chase for Pablo in return, but Pablo's hiding in the trees, and Aramis is just going to end up feeding his life to Gorg. Gorg, he'll pick up a second one from this movement. Team Bold again. Just ahead of the lines in regards to these early game movements. We've seen it sort of in all 3 games. For Gorg in particular, he's not afraid to move very, very early.
I mean, that was such a smart TP, right? They were so quick about getting up there and backing up the DK, and they just turned. I like that they don't just like try to run away with him. He's like, all right, I'm dying, but I'm gonna get my nukes off, and they get hit with a 3-man breathe fire, 3-man blast into a 3-man snake.
And now for the stacks.
Oh yeah. And I think Excalibur, he needs to take this one in particular. Of course, they want to obviously leave maybe as many as possible for the Medusa, but he's had a little bit of a rough one. He has to catch back up after the death in the mid lane.
And interesting that Excalibur's eyeing up a different build this game on his Storm. He's got the Orchid. What do you think sort of changed his approach this game?
I think he can just get a lot of solo kills on this Windranger. He gets the pre-Orchid before Wind runs.
Spot out for Rajix. Now use the Ravage for that one.
Okay.
Gets the job done. I'll get the kill. Nico maybe down here line should be able to take this tier 1.
It's a big kill. It does allow them to get that tower, but that does mean Ravage is going to be down for the next 2 minutes, so Team Bald may be looking like they could take advantage of that, because they're going to Dragon Form up. Ram and DK respawns, and they could probably look to actually take a more important tower, the mid one. I think if Rajix would like to, he TP's mid and tries to emphasize a bit of a push there, since there is no Ravage. Let's see where he goes. Right now, just still walking to bottom. Not going to look to actually pressure mid. Could have been an opportunity. How's their 6s looking? How's the supports? Level 6 on both Ixon and Pablo. Since they've been so active early on. Very early.
Quick shot to Stamanon. Gets down to the low ground, but the damage is done. Ixon gets the kill. Weeha's got to get out of it. He's got the safety of Symmetrical by his side.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And we are seeing Gork get those stacks, stack farming, so he's going to be enabled quite a bit more than we are seeing.
Are we seeing anything really prepped up here for Nico Baby?
No, nothing.
And I mean, we'll actually have a smoke from Team Bold, because they feel that the expectation is their stacks, but they just isn't.
Oh, but they play by we.
They do.
It's Windranger down.
Good shackle. The blast. I mean, Ixon dominating. Stamanon's going to step into the river to pick up the illusion rune. He's got the snowball. Get up to the high ground again. Symmetrical in position to stop Team Bold chasing for him. As Weehaw going down. And with that, Team Bold will have the space to step up into the triangle, check out the situation.
And there was, Weehaw's actually the one who now stacked 2 of the camps, setting it up for the Luna, but now it's scouted. We see Pablo walks over, picks up Arcane Boots. They're aware of the stacks now. And now, Radix can make his way more mid because Ravage is still on cooldown. Now they can start that push.
CP's coming in from Alliance.
They can't lose this mid tower.
Yeah, Symmetrical just going to plant himself here. Stop any sort of push for now from Team Bold.
It's huge moves though. Like look at the Medusa pulling ahead by a significant chunk over the Luna. The Windranger now dying too, slows down her momentum of that Maelstrom pickup. But Excalibur is quite poor too, so he has recovered off of some stacks, but a bit of a slower start. But all good signs when you have a Medusa versus these dual range cores having this type of a start, and your DK is also almost matched with the Luna's farm as well. Team Ball in a very good position these first 12 minutes. It's gonna be such an early blink on Radix.
Yeah, long before we're going to see from Symmetrical. A bit more time in his. Of course, he did get the hood first.
Probably necessary. He's burnt to so much magical burst, and as we mentioned, there is a break that can be coming out from Pablo, so he's probably just scared that he can just die. Long zip.
Oh, very good zip there from Excalibur.
Ravage is back up. Look at all of Alliance trying to protect this triangle.
They need to. They can't allow this to be taken away from Nico, baby.
He's gone the full greed build, Mask of Madness, just trying to catch up and farm.
Double damage.
And with that hold, they will be able to make sure that Link can clean up this stack of Ancients. No further interruption from T-Bolt.
They're smoked up. Looking for something here. The Tusk and the Windranger can kill most targets that they find. The Medusa, even a possibility if they catch her too far up.
Gorg is on his own, but he is by the tower. He's going to start stepping up this. Could be a dangerous spot for him. He's trying to get the ult up, but the Shackle's there. Sticking on him, no mana. And he does die. He's gone. See what they can find in return. They'll get Weeha. They get the trade. But Alliance, they get that big kill. Slowing down Gorg, that's the most important thing they can go for right now. Bottom lane, though, Nico Baby's in trouble. Team Bolt then make the same move onto Alliance's carry when they see Gorg getting gone on top.
Excalibur still has mana to work with. Should be able to just zip himself out of here.
Gotta be a little careful because Ravage is available for Symmetrical. Symmetrical sort of baiting out. He knows that Excalibur will be able to react with the zip.
But a big move, Team Ball. They make the heads up move. Even though they react top, they get the kill and they get the kill bottom. Continue to make these really neat moves with the Coddle. You know, he's really active as this Keeper of the Light. 4-0-4. 8 of the 10 kills that he's been involved in. And almost actually saved the Medusa.
I mean, it was so close. Yeah, Gorg nearly lived.
The stick plus the chakra into the Stone Gaze. If he gets Stone Gaze off pre-shackle, he 100% survives.
Yeah, he nearly did. We're still trying to cast it, but...
Pablo's just being annoying.
Yeah.
Look at this. Every time Nico Baby shows, I feel like he's shoving spells at him. And Excalibur, even though he had to use his whole mana pool down bottom, he's got a Coddle. So back up to full, he can keep his presence on the map. And the Maelstrom's still getting slowed down for Weeha too, the important thing. He had to go, he went for the treads now, just to be a bit tankier. Does work pretty well still for Windranger, but yeah, his Maelstrom continues to get slowed down, so his damage is starting to get a lot weaker. And Aramis, something to point out, you know, they did mention that he's quite greedy on this Weaver. He has a Diffusal almost finished up. So he's looking to be like the secondary core that can play versus Medusa. Pretty interesting.
No, yeah, definitely always the temptation to pick Diffusal up on your supports when you're against the booster. They've had enough of Pablo. They want to get rid of him, but he's got backup. Radix is ever coming to nice little ult there to backfire himself over the shards. Pablo's, he's going to be able to continue to run away in the trees. Ooh, Radix. Ooh, that bushwhack again, making sure. Okay, I guess he did have punch on cooldown. A nice heads-up play from Pablo, just in case it wasn't. You know, it was going to be a potential cancel of the TP out.
I wonder if this Weaver is going to pay off, or if he's getting jumped up top. Will survive.
Shackle. Have they got the damage?
But it's, yeah, I'm wondering if this Weaver thing's going to pay off, because he's also maxing Gemini. So he's support who's not playing support, really.
So this is pretty greedy when it comes to greediness.
Unbelievably, yeah. Not having like a medallion or a soul, like anything to buff up your carry. He's just going for his own play.
Yeah,
I mean, we'll see if it pays off.
I mean, you're right, because especially in in sort of a lineup that Alliance have, where you expect them to go for a certain timing.
Yeah.
That's sort of, those sort of items like the medallion can make all the difference to just making Nico Baby as strong as possible when he needs to be.
I mean, it's a pretty different approach.
Okay.
It could end up being huge. It could end up hurting them a lot. I mean, we'll see which one it does. Because the Diffusal is very valuable here versus BK and versus Medusa.
What's wrong?
But yeah, I mean, maxing Geminate it's so greedy, right? Rather than having your max Swarm for your team fights.
I mean, I guess Swarm got nerfed, right?
Yeah, but the early levels got nerfed. The later levels is where it's back to the exact same form, right? Because you get those extra hits when you get to the third level.
There we go, blink on symmetrical. Time to do something big with that, I think, for Alliance, right? Yeah. They want to come in with a big hit, get Nico Baby involved.
It's still tough for Nico Baby to get involved till he has BKB. As we mentioned, an overwhelming amount of magic damage still on Team Bald. He's getting close to it, though. If he does the disassemble, he's only about 400 gold away from having.
Let's see what they try and do. Yeah, they're going to smoke up without him, or at least smoke towards him. It is Excalibur down here.
Does he get caught?
It's a tricky one to catch.
He's being careful.
He's already gone. Not likely to find anything big then with this smoke, unfortunately, for Alliance. Team Bold continuing to be just a step ahead in these movements.
Tidehunter doesn't have a neutral item. He's done with back or something?
They might have one coming out right now, right? It's got the courier.
No, it's the clarity. He's just not holding on to one. Weaver's holding the chip best. Alright. Mid lane, Rajix. With his Blade Dagger too, and it's 15 minutes.
Oh, there's the Ravage. Okay. It's a 3-man Ravage. They come up with the Snowball, spread towards Excalibur. Punch up as well. Excalibur gets taken down. They get the Storm. They'll look to go for more here with the lockdown. Over towards Rajix. They focus him down with a focus fire. Rajix will try and turn this down this round, but the damage has been done. 2 kills for Alliance. Make that 3. They dive in, take down Ixon as well beyond the tower. That's exactly what they needed with that first Ravage reveal with the blink from Symmetrical.
Huge hit, connecting the chain stun perfectly onto the Storm, and just having that overwhelming damage. That was a really nice jump. And they get into the Ancient area, take some farm away, and he didn't have to use BKB on Luna too. He had the item, but he didn't actually have to use it because of the way that fight went. And Weaver, Aramis lived literally with like, I think, I don't know, 50 HP, 30 HP or something.
That was
like
clutch, yeah, nearly didn't get the time lapse off.
All going well for Alliance there after this. A big hit. They needed that too.
They've got to keep that sort of consistency up every time with Ravage.
Yeah.
And then their lineup's going to be able to hit the time and get these objectives that they were drafting for.
It's important though when like the Dragon Form was used to push tower and then Ravage was used during Dragon Form, so now it's hard for Team Bald to take an opportunity out of Ravage being on cooldown since Dragon Form is, so. Yeah, really big hit.
Let's see if they can burst.
With the break, is it enough?
Oh, with Rajix, it definitely is. They're bringing a third member, Rajix, in to finish off.
Okay. They're going to try to push here without that Dragon Form.
See what Alliance want to try and do. I mean, Pablo's already starting to fight. He's in on the front line. See Nico, baby, turn up with the BKB in the clips. Great shackle.
Big one.
Onto the two of them. Gordon, he's able to get the stone gaze off, back off. Rajix won't be as fortunate. He gets left behind. Alliance will take out another.
They've really tried to push forward because Ravage is on cooldown, but it's a nice Eclipse, and it's also with an Arcane Rune on Nico Baby, so that BKB is going to be up a lot faster. Same thing with Eclipse too.
Oh, look towards Roche, maybe. I mean,
maybe.
They're thinking of it. They're going to have, as you said, tied up Symmetrical with Ravage in 30.
And their lineup does kill the Roche incredibly fast. Orchid is done now for Excalibur, so it did take him a little bit of time to finish it. Bit underfarmed on the Storm. He's getting picked on quite heavily from the side of Alliance.
Who's sort of the key target most of the time in the fights for him and his Orchid, do you think?
It all depends on how the fights are going to happen. Like in some situations, just like silencing Ravage, right? Silencing the Tidehunter can be huge.
Yeah.
If he's just getting individual pickups on side lane, the Weaver, it all depends on, you know, when the situation is.
Excalibur not taking any chances here.
It is a weaker item overall on in heroes, since you don't get that 20 intelligence.
Whiteson.
On here.
It's looking pretty dead, trapped by the shards. Alliance trying to get away with just rotating through the jungle of Team Ball, taking the kills as they want. As you can see on the farm though, Gord keeping himself out of danger and keeping his farm level with that of Nico, baby, still.
And he is waiting for that big timing, as we mentioned. You know, it really is about that Scotty timing for Dusa lineups when you're playing versus these ranged cores. Alliance, they're either keeping themselves now off the head in a decent manner, but it's going to be about that big timing when it does come out. I mean, the BKBs, right? Weeha's going to have his soon too, so it's going to be hard for Team Ball to really like, control any of these heroes. A lot of their damage is magical early on.
And I imagine for Nico Baby, we'll also see the Skadi come out for him eventually. He's going to go for the full S and Y first after the BKB. So if it does come out, it is going to be a lot later of a time than Gorgs.
Yeah, he also still could just go for something like Butterfly since he has the Mask of Madness. So he could still go for that just to counteract the straight physical damage.
Oh, look at the jump. He didn't get the stone gaze off in time. TPs are coming in. That immediate reaction with the ultimate make a safe Gorgs. Backup's turning up. The pushback out of the turn and they take down Aramis. We are broken the time. We are nearly done. In fact, he does. We are goes down. They're losing 4 heroes here, Alliance. As Aramis and Nico Baby, they're still trying to find Gorg. He's still alive. With the BKB, they burn his mana. But the BKB for Nico Baby is going to come to an end, and as soon as it does, Rajix is ready with the Dragon Tap. Nico Baby goes down. Jump fall from Rajix. He's over towards Aramis. But he's burning and he's burning out. As Alliance, everybody is dead. Solo. And Gorg survives, level 20 now.
That was all the reaction from Gorg, really. He definitely deserves some tips.
That reaction time there.
Look at the damage. He's able to stand his ground and hit, and that's everything from Alliance use. Now they can just walk into Rush.
Look at this again.
Look at this reaction.
Instantly.
As soon as he saw any hero.
What is it that he sees first?
I think he just saw the Weaver for like a hot second. Yeah. He's like, oh, they're making a move on me. Yeah, beautifully done. Nice bushwhack as well to follow up. And Weeha just dies to the split shot. I don't think he realized how quick he burnt down to it. That puts the fireball.
Of course, that was with the buyback as well from Aramis. And buyback time, that was to try and help out the team. He ends up still going down. Alliance, they're trying to push Team Bold away from the Roshan. But without Nico Baby and Aramis, it's hard, very, very hard. 3 versus 5. They'll try the power shot to steal the kill. It's not going to happen. Team Bold get the kill. They get the Aegis into the hands of Gorg.
And all that is before the Skadi timing on the Medusa. So I think that's absolutely massive. Even taking the 20 talent too, I'm a big fan of the Stone Gaze one. I know a lot of people like the Mystic Stake one, but you can get double stoned. So I think that's always something that's really cool inside of fights. If you're not paying attention, you face him twice, it hurts. So it does have a little bit of a better win rate too, as we see there. But yeah, he's very close to Skadi, and that's going to make it much harder. They couldn't even bring him down the last time if he gets Stone Gaze. All right. Yeah, that was great. That was really cool. And definitely seeing the power of Fireball, right? You see how much DPS it does in that fight too. Just the linger effect too. That's what ended up killing off the Windranger and the Weaver at the end of it all.
Yeah. And Rajix, again, coming in with the big hits to clean up. BKB's now done for Weeha. So he'll have a bit of an easier time weaving in and out of the fight.
At least versus the spells, but he died just almost solely to right clicks in that last one. Just the split shot from the Medusa. Arcane Ruin on Excalibur too.
Tower is under attack.
Some potential in this next fight.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
They're ready to hold this position between Alliance and Gorg.
Whoop. Breaks. Aramis in good position.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Blink away from the tide, but the jump.
Oh, they get in with the silence on Aramis. The Ravage comes out. And the Stoneball will save Aramis. Allows him to time that. They turn onto Excalibur, they blow him up. Excalibur goes down. Nico Baby moves over with the Eclipse. He's on top of Ixon. 3 kills straight up there for Alliance.
Guess it's my shot.
Looked a little weird at first too, because they weren't all in position there, but a huge snowball save from Aramis. Or sorry, from Stominen. Saving up Aramis. And back the other way.
Let's see what Alliance can do with this. They've got space to push in themselves.
And he will kill this guy. I was wondering if maybe he wants the butterfly just for the 1v1, but it's just too valuable versus range course. He's also versus a Storm and a Deuce and a DK, so it does make sense. Ravage on cooldown. Let's see if Team Balds can catch anything off the benefit of that.
I accept this offer.
Still got a good amount of time left with the Aegis on Gorg's hand. He's contemplating Chrysalis, but yeah, you're going for the MKB instead, and yeah, it's definitely going to be needed. As you say, he doesn't know necessarily which way and Nico Baby's going as well, so the chance of both cores having that evasion.
Yeah, going versus the Windranger is just natural, and that's probably why we see the Luna not wanting to go for that.
Yes.
Butterfly stuff.
Mother Wind, sustain.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
There's the push. Top lane.
Oh, forcing BKB. All right. It's always nice to do when you're playing a Storm Spirit when you're this far behind. But Excalibur definitely, and speaking of him, he does need to start to catch back up. He's 3,000 behind his counterparts, really getting focused this game.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Tier 2 down.
So BKB finished up for Radjix now. He's going to be a lot harder to bring down. He can access that shield to protect his cores. And how's our Weaver doing? Aramis almost has his BKB. Like we said, the secondary core, even taking the mana break talent too. And he's going to burn a lot off of that Dusa if he's able to connect hits. So it's a really cool approach that he's going for. Very greedy, but if it pays off, who cares?
See Team Bold start to make their way down bottom.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
They're just trying to play away from the Medusa on the side of Alliance. They don't want to take fights against her. Almost MKB done. Aegis reclaimed in 45.
Illusion.
All lanes really being shoved in quite hard from Team Bald right now too.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
He sees the opportunity. He's going to try and go straight for this, but he has been caught by the shackle. He's dead. He'll die for that. Gorn comes into the bottom gauge. Radjix in with the stun over to Weehar. Weehar's out to BKB. Ravage comes out for symmetrical. And they got the damage to deal with Gorn. They'll look towards the squishy kills first. Take down Pablo. Gorn tries to stand with Radjix, and indeed Excalibur straight back in with the action on towards Aramis. Aramis is there to get the time. That's the BKB off though. Excalibur's got to be careful. He's out of mana. Six in range of Nico. Nico maybe takes him down. The fire's laid out. Gorg's trying to clean up, but Gorg's on his own.
He gets reclaimed. Oh man.
Triple kill.
That's what Alliance needed. And Aramis, I mean, he's becoming the carry. Triple kill for Aramis.
And look at Excalibur's net worth now too. Having
that was a painful buyback. I mean, they went all in on it there to try and protect Gorg and his Aegis, but Alliance, they had the timing down to a T.
Oh, that's a painful one for Team Bald. Even though they have this Aegis, it's perfectly timed from Alliance the way they take that fight. And honestly, this Weaver build's paying off.
It's working. It is 8, 3, and 9. Aramis is having a great time.
He did a lot in that fight. Just the hitting of, like, he does so much damage with this build. And we definitely saw that mana burn coming into play for Excalibur. Like 2-3 hits on the Storm, and he's completely
Aggressive moves from Excalibur. Tries to save it there with the buyback, but Alliance had already managed to take down too much and take away. Too many heroes from Team Bald. Back in action. Over in the trees, Pablo also going to get caught out here by Weehar. So Alliance now starting to bump themselves ahead. 5k lead.
2 diebacks now there. I mean, I just can't believe how poor Excalibur is. Well, I mean, I can because of the buyback and the dieback right there, but all the attention's really been on him. Alliance always able to get the jump on him, but that was him starting the fight. He went in aggressively, so a bit painful. Yeah, look at that.
Buyback's gonna hurt. It's a lot of pressure on the Dusa, on Gorg to carry this.
And he is playing versus what feels like kind of a tricore at this point, right? With the way that Aramis is itemized.
Yep.
The Luna, the Windranger, and that Weaver.
He's gonna have a lot of heroes on him.
Radiant's bottom tower.
It's really. I like when you see different. Like, people aren't just like cookie cuttering, just following whatever. Just like the solo press agonyms that we see most of the time on the Weaver. He wanted to go for his own concept, and it's definitely paying off. I really saw him just like 2-3 hits on this Storm Spirit. It's like more than a quarter of his mana gone. So really impressive. And a Satanic now finished instead of that Scotty. He just wants a bit more sustain. It feels like they just have enough damage anyway in the fight.
Alliance, see what they can find here. They're going to look towards Ixon. Ixon's out of the forest, but they'll chase him out with a snowball. Ixon's gone. They've also lost Radjix here as Team Bold's having a run. Alliance catches Team Bold good again here with 2 kills. They're going straight for Excalibur. Big zip and a TP will save him.
He's not able to get any space to farm at all. Every time he shows somewhere on the map to get that space, he is getting chased from Alliance. Look how far behind the bottom 4. Aramis is just going small crit into Lincoln's now, literally playing the carry.
See where Gorg looks towards next after the MKB.
Ravage is back up. He can't take the head-on fight into Alliance whatsoever now. Excalibur needs a huge kill somehow to get him back in, or it's really just going to be, it's Gork versus the world, which is already what it's starting to feel like a lot.
An Alliance, how strong Nico Baby's Luna is. If they win these fights close to the base, they'll take down the high ground of Team Pod very quickly. And they've got a heavy push.
Trying to catch something here. They have that one ward that was spotting Alliance a bit split up.
Trying to bait with Gorg in the mid.
They see Weeha bottom too. They see him around the triangle, so maybe they're trying to catch something in the enemy jungle area, or go to the Windranger. Looks like it's going to be the attempt to go for Weeha. Lighter legs. Weeha knows something's up.
Playing away from this Alliance.
Yeah, he runs directly to his team. He's just like, wait a minute. And now he's got a full Lincolns too, so the Windranger, that hard stun of the DK is going to be addressed. He's going to be able to protect himself nicely.
Yeah, he's slippery.
Yep. Really starting to hurt too, with that talent picked up at 20. Almost 25 on Gork. Another huge spike for him will come into play with that split shot modifier. But like we said, it really feels like it's just him. He's the only one who's really able to stand inside of these fights as the storm exists. Gork, still no BKB on Excalibur.
Weeha's always got the little lockdown onto Gork. They've got to keep Gork safe. Gork pops the stone gate. Instead of fighting back, I mean, they're going to get Stamana.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Okay, so if they want to try and hit back for more here, Team Bold.
He got a good pickup too. He got the Paladin Sword as soon as he hits 25. So he can swap that.
They're going to try and go for the side. They get the stairs there with the break here. Nico Baby's going to put the influence, rampage out on the three of them. Gork's going to be protected by the lower, so Nico Baby trying to come in with the BKB. See if Gork can deal with this amount of focus and damage. Caught by the shackle, catching the tail with Gork and Excalibur. He's out of mana. Gork is going to get taken out of the game. Death for 100. Alliance, they clean it up. They turn towards Ike's and another kill for Aramis. 3 down on Team Bold, no buybacks.
And like you said with the Luna, they can definitely look to push toward that high ground.
Under attack.
And yeah, Excalibur, I don't think he's even going to get the BKB finished at this point in the game. I mean, he'll probably get it now that they're going to be going for the Roche, but it's so late. And I'm really just watching Aramis with this Weaver.
He's popping up 9, 3, and 13.
Like, sure, the majority of the damage is, of course, going to be coming from Luna, but a lot of this mana burn it's adding up.
Lions, 33 minutes in, 12k up, exactly where they want to be with this sort of draft. They've got that lead, they've got that edge, they've got a lot of money still on Nico Baby. He can get that started picked up very shortly.
Yep, he's got the full thing. He'd like to pick it up, which I would imagine he should, because he's got that age disadvantage. Excalibur's game has just been impossible, really. Even with BKB, sure, he's going to be more survivable, but his damage is just non-existent, really.
Dire's bottom tower
Let's
is
see
under
how
attack.
Alliance go about trying to close this up. The lead that they have.
Gonna catch in the tree lines. They see Pablo.
Very quick reactions there from Pablo. Still gets caught by the shackle. Sentry's down. They'll find him. Tier 2 taken. Alliance getting closer and closer to the base.
Ooh, he's even taken all the Lucent talents too, so the mini stuns that are going to be coming out from Eclipse into a non-BKB storm. Nah, he's got it done now, but still going to cause problems. Medusa actually can't do much versus that either. You're just like standing there getting blasted by this Eclipse, just chain stun too. He's going to go for his own BKB as well.
Yep. Definitely necessary. I should say that this sort of Ravage and Eclipse have been causing a lot of problems. And these sort of stray shackles, we are going to get some good ones in the fights.
I was about to say that. It was perfectly lined up, really.
Yep. He's mid. Stamana is going to start things off. They will react straight away. Stamana goes down. He's still at the edge of the BKB. We are going to the BKB again. Hang on the shackles. He's caught Gorg. As Gorg and Ike go down. Jump forward to the high ground. Symmetrical wants to keep this fight going. Another shackle from We Are. Catching the two cores. Excalibur out of the game. Radix as well. None of these cores with buyback available. We Are, he wants to try and go for more by the tier 4.
Look at that smile.
He's having a good time here on his Windranger.
Yeah, and Snowman is like forcing these engagements, forcing them to use all these spells on him, and it's pretty huge. They just get caught out right afterwards because of it.
See what the supports of Team Bold can do to try and hold We Are. He's going in, he's got another shackle.
And that's why, there's a reason why they hate this. Even though a lot of people really hate this Windranger, We Hot tends to make it work a lot of the times. This time, it's an excellent showing. Tier 4.
They're going to look to close it. There's no buybacks available on Team Bold. Alliance looking to seal this series, seal this game 3. And only Ixon left to try and do his best to stop this, but there's only so much a keeper the light can do solo against a heavy push of Alliance. And GG is called. Alliance will take this game 3. And with that, the series, of course, it's theirs. 2-1 against Team Bold, but without a doubt, a very, very entertaining series. And I think a series that Team Bold can walk away with their head held high. They gave Alliance a fantastic challenge in this one. They just didn't quite have enough to overcome it when Alliance come in with their bread and butter in this game 3. This is the draft we've seen them win with before. A little bit of a shaky start, but the way that they closed things up from the mid-game onwards, it was nicely done.
Yeah, it was beautiful. And like, the third pick of Storm Spirit in a row, this time they really addressed it. Like Excalibur, he just kept getting shut down. Every fight they seemed to focus fire him. He did make a couple of over-aggressive moves, especially that one past the tier 2 when they had Aegis. I feel like that was the big turnaround where Alliance just comes fully back. And where we see Aramis's build pay off.
Yeah,
Weaver build, he made it work. So good for them, and they made their Windranger work too. Took some really good fights with their Ravages. Yeah, it was a treat to see. Really fun series.
Yeah, great stuff. Some great dota2. A lot of fun things going on in that one. And yeah, hats off to all players and both teams involved. This was a very entertaining 3 games. I hope you lads and ladies at home enjoyed it as well. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen.